Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, Giant fam? Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's John. Hey, we won, guys. The Giants with a big win against our rivalry, the Eagles. But you know what? Even after wins, sometimes the shit just hits the fan. And now I feel like I'm dead inside with this breaking news we got going on. Probably like about 20 minutes before the show. Daniel Jones is out with a neck strain. Apparently, he hurt his neck and the first quarter of the Giant game, the Giant win, and now he's going to be week to week. And instead of a strained neck, we got a long neck coming in. Mike Glennon, he's going to start for us. I don't think it'll make that big of a difference, fellas, to be honest with you, because listen, the offense scored 13 points. I mean, everybody was all excited. Oh, Jason Garrett's gone. We're going to drop 30 now. I'm like, guys, apparently you don't pay attention or you don't understand what football is, because it's not just a play calling. It was never really about that. It's because of like the three people we got starting off from Matt Secura, which got just deleted from Baltimore. Ravens didn't even want him, but we had to pick him up. Billy Price, Nate Soldier, Matt Purd he's still fucked up. Will Hernandez actually had an okay game. Andrew Thomas is okay, but man, like that's what happened. So 13 fucking points. Like I can't get too excited about that. I told you guys that last week. It was going to be a fucking disaster. I don't know how people just don't understand that. So, I mean, Mike Glennon going to come in there now. He could throw those curl routes, those stick routes. I mean, he's not going to have that much time, the same as Daniel Jones. So what's the fucking difference, right? But hey, we won the game and now we got all this shit we got to talk about.
Wait, but Mike, I'm just gonna throw something at you just to fuck with you for a moment, all right? Because I'm just gonna come at you tonight. Like let's just like fuck around a little bit here because we got so much nonsense to talk about, right? But yo, I'm pretty sure that you, maybe even John a little bit, you guys were big advocates about injuries. Teams can't function, they can't play. Well, if I'm not correct here, but I'm pretty sure I am, Daniel Jones got hurt on the second drive of the game.
Second play.
Literally meaning that he can't even second play. Literally meaning he can't even play this coming week, but he was able to play that game. So maybe the offense fluttered a little bit this week because Daniel Jones was playing hurt and he had all these insufficiencies on offense with the offensive line and everything else. I don't know, right? I mean, if we're going to talk about injuries, and we're always going to hang our hat on that because every other team does, and we definitely have as Giants fans this season. Yo, maybe he was hurt a little bit. I mean, look, some of those back shoulder throws, maybe he wasn't really hitting Galladay the right way. There was a couple of them, that resulted in 3 points instead of 6. So listen to just little things. But again, and I don't want to get into it just yet because I know it's going to come on more later on, but it just continues to be a season of inconsistencies. And every time you think something's going to gel, we get rid of Garrett. Let's see what Kitchens has got. We got a couple of receivers healthy. And now we lose Daniel Jones. Guys, I'm kind of over it. But the one positive, we beat the Eagles. Thank God. That's all I got to say.
we got a 2-game winning streak against the Eagles. I mean, when was the last time we could say that? Yeah. 2007, maybe. It's been pretty ridiculous. And I think being that the nature of the NFL is to be such a week-to-week league, and people just kind of you can't help it. You just live and die. Narratives change right at the end of the game. It's a whole new story. You're the worst team in the world. You go win the next game. Oh, now you're in the play. It's very week to week, but when you're a mediocre team, and that's unfortunately what we are this year, every week's going to be different. We're going to win. It's going to be good. And then we're going to lose and it's going to be bad. And it's just a roller coaster of the NFL. And that's how most teams kind of, I guess, operate. There's only a handful of teams that are going to either dominate every week or lose every week. You can count probably on one hand, teams that have won 90% or lost 90% of their games. It's just not something that happens often. But just, I say it as a joke sometimes how, we traded our souls for those 2 Super Bowls in 07 and 11, and we just have to deal with the fucking karmic fallout of it. But it's like the football gods are like cruel to the Giants at this point. I mean, we're in a position where at 4-7 with the schedule, we're 1 game out of the playoffs. So just to have even just a week until we lose to the Dolphins, just have the week just to be able to enjoy the fantasy of something good happening. And we can get through 48 hours and our quarterback's going down with a fucking neck strain. And yeah, maybe that affected the game. We should have scored more points last week. A W is a W. We'll forget the score by the time the fucking season's over of the Eagles game. We're just going to be happy we won. I'm sure last year, when we lost to the Eagles and within a week they forgot to score that game, that's just not really relevant.
I'm starting.
Wait, something that is crazy relevant. What did you just say? The Giants are a game out of the playoffs. So you
One
mean
game.
that if there wasn't a fucking bullshit offsides call against Washington in week 2, because I've been hanging my hat on that thing the whole entire season, we'd be in the playoffs currently if the season ended today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. What a crazy 21 season this is, huh?
It seems like I think there's like somebody out there that has voodoo dolls of all the Giants players. Like, because there's something fucked up.
Mara and Tish voodoo dolls.
It's fucked up, man.
I'm telling you, bro.
What about Barkley?
That's another piece of like that fucking like karmic fucking just bullshit we have to deal with. The guy comes out his rookie year and just lights the NFL on fire. Then his second year, he played well, got hurt, took him a little bit to kind of come back, had an explosive game against the Redskins at the end of the year, and then wait a whole nother year for him. Fucking week 2 gets hurt, comes back this year, can't get anything going, gets hurt again, comes back, and they just can't, like, he's there. It's like you're at a restaurant, right? Meals free, no problem. You went to a company dinner and they have like filet mignon and lobster and all the fucking most exotic, just gorgeous food that you just want to fucking devour.
Sounds good.
You just can't eat it. It's just
You
there.
get the shits.
It's right there. Right on the plate. You smell it, but you can't.
You smell it from the bathroom while you're on the toilet bowl blowing it up.
It's just it's annoying. It's just how long does this have to go on for? Like listen, most fucking fans in the NFL would cut off fucking their pinky toe to experience what we experienced in 07-11, a 4-year window, 2 legit magical runs. It's one thing to be like a 14-2 team for like 4 years in a row, make the playoffs and get eliminated every year and have that kind of dominance. Mm-hmm. But it's
Dallas
10
Cowboys
times more fun to go ahead and be a 9-17, lose 4 games in the middle of the season, and then just go on some magic fucking Hollywood run. That's fucking fun. That's what being a sports fan is about. And those 2 fucking runs that we, no one could ever take them away from us. But fuck, man, the football gods are like, that shit was expensive. That mortgage is 30 years.
John, they were good runs, right? But you bring up a good point because they were good runs, right? But we only snuck in like the second one. We snuck in like 9-7, right? We were never like a big.
Wasn't it the first one?
Yeah, even the first one we kind of snuck in.
The first one was the Road Warriors and everything else.
10-6, right? With Road Warriors, but like for even years before that and like after that, obviously, like for the most part, we were never like consistently over 500 all the time, like in New England. We were never that team. We have never been that team in our existence. So we go through these fucking like all these downtimes and then all of a sudden we'll have a couple of good years here and there and we think we're going to be good forever. And our fucking management of this team never allows that to happen, unfortunately. That's the tough part of being a Giant fan. Sure, it's exciting when they get into the playoffs because, they could actually win it, but they just never get into the fucking playoffs. Like, it seems that way, right? But anyway, I want to get back to the Barkley topic because the Barkley, everybody's saying, we got to trade Barkley now. We got to get rid of him. He's done. I'm like, listen, he's only good when he bounces outside. He had that nice 31-yard run during the game when he bounced out, but that's the only way these running backs are going to be able to run behind that line. If he can't run up the middle because there's absolutely no holes, there's people get right into the backfield right away. So I don't care if you had Barry Sanders back there, it's not going to happen. So these people saying we got to trade him, we got to get rid of him, he's not worth it, he's done, he's washed. I'm like, are you people nuts? He's not washed. He's going against fucking behind 3 backups. Like, do you understand like football at all? Like, I have arguments with these people all the time on this fucking goddamn social media. Like, I think they're just fucking dumb or they just want to start fights. They just don't see the obvious.
Well, what
No,
what are
they-
they thinking we're gonna get for him? What's the trade here? So like they got to be saying what we're getting in return, no?
Nothing. They don't come out
Oh, they
with
would take a
that.
fourth,
Right. So
bro.
I mean, listen, if you're gonna make an argument or you're gonna present something, you have to present both sides of it. You can't just be like trade this guy, fire that guy. You have to have a solution. You can't just fucking chop the head off of a chicken and then just run the fucking lie dead on the road.
Thank you.
You got to take it home. You got to skin it. You got to fucking pluck it, whatever you got to do, and then you got to serve it, right? So like you got to make sense to it. If you're telling me that Barkley's worth maybe a second round pick, maybe, right? Like argument's sake, like maybe a first or maybe a second and a player. All right, let's see. Now, what team is going to go for that? Are we talking that like, well, Seattle's out of contention. They're going
Tampa.
for like maybe the Bills. Are the Bills really going to throw a second round pick at us and maybe like throw us back Moss or something? I don't know. But like, literally would have to be a team like that is that desperate for a running game that would want to offer something like that. But hold on. And then we take the second round pick. And what are we going to do? Well, now it's not like we got this second round pick and we're going to lobby it for another lineman or another defensive pass rusher. We're going to have to get a running back. We're
Exactly.
gonna have to fill that void.
That's what I was going to say.
Literally, we're just going to trade it for a younger guy that we're getting maybe a lesser talent in the second round that now has to learn the system, has to learn the NFL, and has to come in. Right now, at this particular point in time, I don't see that type of a trade worth it. All right, it just doesn't make sense. Look, do I say that he has to be signed and we got to lock him up and we got to get him a big contract? Absolutely not. He doesn't deserve one, in my opinion. Not with all the injuries. The guy can't give us 16 games. He don't deserve a big contract. But at the same token, a second round pick is only going to translate in a rookie running back. And if you don't do that, then what are we not going to have a running game? We're going to have guys like Wayne Gallman running behind a better offensive line going into next season. It don't make sense.
Well,
not at this point in time.
That's what they want. They want a fucking late round pick, undrafted free agent, because they think if you can run block well, then all you need to do is get 3.5, 4 yards of carry, stay on schedule, and that's all you need out of the run game. The problem is that that's a kindergarten thought, because the next part of that equation is now how do the defenses play you? And you hear this all the time saying, oh my God, Wayne Gallman was 4.2 yards per carry, whatever it was last year.
Right,
Booker had that 120-yard game and stuff like that. And when Saquon goes in there, why doesn't he get yards? Why doesn't he get yards? Because he's Saquon Barkley. That's why he's not getting yards. And it sounds crazy to say something like that, but if you think about it, the defensive coordinator and head coach of the other team they're going to make a list of players that they want to make sure don't kill them. That's the whole point of take away the playmakers. Saquon Barkley is the top guy on that list. I don't care who the fuck you are. He's the top guy on that list. Do you know where Devontae Booker is? 5, 6. So they're not focused on taking him out of the game. They're saying he can't beat us. All he can do is keep jabbing us. All he could do is maybe a paper cut here and there, but he's not going to knock us out like Saquon can. So the defense that you're going to play against when Saquon's healthy is a different defensive philosophy than you're going to play against when you have Devontae Booker running or Wayne Gallman running or something like that. Aside from that, it just seems like the fucking offensive line just chooses not to even perform to like a college level when Saquon's back there. But people always, he dances behind the line of scrimmage. Bro, maybe like one or two plays a game. That's all it's not like he's sitting back there. There's a hole and he's saying, nah, fuck that. That's just not at all the case. That's media narrative that people just, because they hate Gettleman so much, because they're so resentful of the franchise, because again, they don't get W's in their real life. So they turn to sports to actually feel like accomplishment. And because they're not getting it from them, they want to hurt it. Like your dog doesn't listen to you, you want to fucking slap it. Not really, but
don't
you know
do
what
that.
I mean? No, I'm not even saying. I'm just using
no animal abuse on this show, okay?
Yeah.
We don't stand for that kind of shit.
But like, when it's not listening, you fucking get mad. You fucking yell. Fucking come over here, sit down, whatever the story is. But it's the same thing, but you're taking out on a sports team, so you're taking out on the players saying, oh no, Saquon just can't run. He just dances behind the line. When there's 2 or 3 yards, he refuses to take it. He wants to hit the home run.
That was my
No. If there's a fucking crease, that's how he gets a 60-yard run. Not because he fucking fingered the lineman's asshole too long. Get the fuck out of here.
We don't want that either on the NFL team. No finger in the asshole, no animal abuse in this segment. That's all I gotta say about that. But Jules, like that's
no 2 in the pink, 1 in this thing.
No,
Okay.
and no 2 girls, 1 cup.
Double checking.
None of that kind of shit. All right.
Bro, do you remember when that video came out? 2 girls, 1 cup.
It was disgusting. I remember I have a video of my reaction. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to see it.
No, it's not. Was it the literal first time you ever saw it?
It was the very first time I saw it. Like I was at a poker night.
Now.
I was at a poker night. Yeah, it's Trainer123 on my YouTube account. It's there.
Subscribe. Don't worry.
It's disgusting. But anyway, Jules, like that was my point about Barkley. Like, who would you replace him with? You know, that's the obvious question. And John's right too. Like, he's our number one guy that teams have to go against because we have no time to get the ball to our wide receivers. That's kind of obvious. And it's weird because this offensive line that's playing now, this, you know, with Thomas, all the guys I mentioned before, these are the same five that started against the Saints and didn't allow one sack. They only allowed like 8 pressures to the quarterback. I don't understand the big fall off with this squad. I don't get if it's like a miscommunication or whatever, but it just seems like I don't know. They need to start eating right or some shit because they just really like fell off the face of the earth. It's hard for them to do.
I have an idea.
But what's your idea?
The Saints game was in week 4. The Saints game was in week 4. They're a little bit fresher. At this point in the season, we're going into week 12. You know, you have a guy like Nate Solder who's
old,
and maybe he's
past his prime if you ever had one.
I mean, the guy has in his bedroom upstairs 3 Super Bowl rings.
He does.
So yeah, that would say that's when his prime was. We just unfortunately, just got him at the wrong time to get him. That's basically it. But that might be part of it because Solder and Hernandez, I don't know what those guys must not like each other because they have at no point, I think, in the entire 4 years they've been playing next to each other have ever had any real chemistry of any kind. And you'd think after a season or 2 playing next to each other on the left side that they would be able to have that chemistry. But you guys see that play when obviously you did, and it's been all over the internet. Fletcher Cox just basically molests fucking Will Hernandez and Nate Solder, cuts right through them and hits Saquon. Saquon closes his hands in just enough time not to fumble the ball and get smacked by Fletcher Cox for a loss.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even think they touched him. I don't even think Fletcher Cox got touched.
Hernandez,
like if it was like a little pinky rub or something.
Swatted him like a fucking 7-year-old girl flirting with a fucking 7-year-old boy in kindergarten. No, like it was like a swat. It was ridiculous. It was an absolutely ridiculous thing to see happen, and it happens all the time.
It does. It happens way too much. But that's what we got to deal with. But let's bring up a positive point of the game. Can we talk a little?
We beat the Eagles.
Well, besides that, otherwise we
embarrassed the Eagles realistically.
I want to talk about the defense. I would hear you guys' opinion about the defense, especially Jules, about you because you were all over McKinney pick, saying he was going to be a stud. We've been mentioning he's a stud since the beginning of this fucking podcast we've been doing. Now everybody is all over McKinney. Oh, he's such a fucking great pick because he had 3 picks or whatever the fuck he had. We've been saying this for a while. Pay attention.
Thank you, Mike.
not just the picks, but pay attention to every game he's played in. It made a big difference. Even though Peppers went out with an injury, I thought he was playing better up in the box like Landon Collins was playing last night with Washington. It sucks kind of losing that aspect, but it's almost like, you're gaining something. It's a positive by a negative. You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, a stud. And thank you, Dave Gettleman, by the way. I got to shout my boy Dave out for another good pick. It sucks all these injuries to happen, but man, our defense just played out of their fucking minds, man. I mean, they can't hold guys to under 10 points a game, but man, we got something special on defense. They finally woke up. They finally fixed it. Remember in the beginning of the year, they were just all over the place. They didn't know what the fuck miscommunication was going on, but I tell you, they look good the past few weeks, man.
And they did. They've looked a lot better for sure. I thought they played a little soft against Tampa, and I was a little disappointed. You can't go against a legend like Brady and give him underneath because he'll just pick you apart all day long. You could even see what he did against the Colts. He was like, okay, I can't beat you deep. You guys are playing me kind of short. I'm going to let Leonard Fournette run all over you, right? So, he just knows how to run a game. You got to attack Brady. That's literally it. You got to live and die and attack Brady, and we didn't do that, and that's really kind of the only way to beat him. The reason why we held him like we did in New England in those Super Bowls was because that D-line got after him, and they were pressuring him, hitting him like crazy. That's how you beat Brady.
Jules, no team can, though. No team can go against Brady like that really this year. He's putting up crazy points.
I mean, but he has lost a couple of games. He did lose to Washington. He did lose some bullshit games this year. So, he lost to the Rams. The Rams are falling off, man. When we get to that pick segment, we're going to go all over that shit.
Oh, no.
There's definitely some things going on with all that kind of nonsense, right? So like his teams that he's lost to some stinking teams as far as the season's gone. But getting back to the defense, I think they play great. I love my boy McKinney. I love my boy Ojulari. I can't wait till we get another pass rusher in here next year that we can literally line up on the opposite end of him and wait till you see one of these guys go off, because it's literally going to be night and day. They're going to kind of go off on one of, feed off each other is what I'm getting at. But with all that said, I think the defense played great because they stepped up. I mean, listen, there was guys getting hurt left and right. Adoree Jackson got hurt. Ryan, they were playing the game. So, we were hurting in the secondary. Guys stepped up. They did what they had to. But also, we exposed Jalen Hurts. And I've been saying that for weeks. This guy is not that good. They run this type of almost like a NFL modified wishbone offense that you could see that like Air Force runs if you go watch the college games, okay? Go watch that Army-Navy game that's coming up in 2 weeks, and you'll see Navy run this sort of kind of run attack offense. That's all they do. And listen, that's effective. You'll get some really good drives. There'll be some times where that read option's clicking, but after a while, defense is going to make adjustments. And when you can't throw the ball and you don't have the accuracy, you're going to throw 3 picks in a game. And it's exactly what Jalen Hurts did. Had the offense not gone into prevent offense, and maybe part of it was because of Daniel Jones' injury, in that last offensive possession where we literally just wanted to make Philly waste their timeouts and we were going backwards with the ball. Dude, first of all, do a read option there. Do something. You know what I mean? A read option is not, okay, maybe Daniel Jones picks up 2 or 3 yards. Like, I get it. Or throw a safe pass that could be caught and the guy goes for a gain. You know what I mean? Like just do something out of the norm so that you can at least generate some sort of offense. Don't go backwards and just give like Philadelphia a shot to just keep heaving the ball down the field, because that's what Jalen Hurts did. But thankfully, we got out of there with the W, because that whole 14-13 was just catching like these weird flashes in my head. The defense has been playing better despite some of the injuries that have occurred there. But I do have to say that I think some of it, at least with this last week's performance, had to do with the fact that I don't think Philly's offense is as good as people gave them the credit for. And they're this run team. And when you can figure it out and you can put a stop to that run, Jalen Hurts is ineffective, bro. You can't be an NFL quarterback throwing for 100, 125 yards a game and winning every game. It don't work like that. Not in this day and age.
Bro, we would have shut them out if Blake Martinez never got hurt.
I guess if Ryan was playing too, right?
Just another injury added to that list. I forgot about Adoree Jackson. I forgot about Darnay Holmes. Like, I forgot about those injuries. It sucks.
Yeah.
Injuries don't matter.
I mean, listen, I did knock the hell out of that kid Robinson, but he did step up in that game.
He did.
A third round pick. I've been going on and on. What a waste. We could have got an offensive lineman, yada, 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 yada. I don't think we win, actually, this past Sunday, if not for that kid Robinson. So I'll give credit where credit is due. He played a hell of a game. I don't know if he's going to continue to play at that level, but he played a great game, and he may have been part of the contributing factor why we beat the Eagles.
Absolutely.
All of training camp, everybody had great things to say about Allen Robinson. They really liked him. They picked him in the 3rd round because there was rumors that both Dallas and Philly wanted to grab him because they were picking right behind the Giants.
Yep.
Traded up for him.
Well, right. Yeah. Oh, they traded up for him. That's what it was.
Traded up for him.
Yeah. So the kid's definitely got talent. And he's played a couple of games so far. But he was integral to that. Every time that they threw his way, you didn't see him like trailing the guy. Like, he was on them. Like, those 3-foot long dreads he had, they were whipping the guys in the face, for the receivers. He played a really sticky game. So it's good that we have 2, like James Bradbury's been has picked up his game for sure. Adoree Jackson's been solid pretty much all year. Darnay Holmes has played well. Now we got this kid Aaron Robinson coming. Julian Love I love that kid. I hope that he stays a Giant forever.
Well, did he get hurt a little bit too against the Eagles this Sunday? He missed a couple of plays at least, or
he came back though. He did
come back. Yeah, he did come back.
Julian Love, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Of course.
Yeah, I think he missed like maybe a series or something like that.
I have no doubt in my mind that that's possible.
Yeah.
But
fortunately,
Xavier McKinney, man, that kid. If this is who he is, bro, if this is who he is, and if you remember, in the before that draft, there was a lot of talk about how Nick Saban was like, he loved this kid. He was like enthralled with how good of a football mind he was, and just an overall player. And obviously everybody thought he was gonna be a first round pick, and we ended up getting him in the second round.
Steal.
But we didn't get a chance. We didn't really get a huge chance to see him play like a major role last year because he got hurt and went on IR. Obviously, you got a taste in that last Dallas game that Daniel Jones did win. That would have put us in the playoffs last year. Just saying.
Yep.
Huge game. Daniel Jones won and didn't win by 13-7. Won with scoring 20-something points against a team that was playing for its life. Anyways,
we know.
Now Xavier McKinney comes back this year, basically finishes up the second half of his rookie year essentially. And now, I mean, how many different times has he been in position for multiple interceptions? Bro, that is an assassin to have on a football team, bro. Turnovers are backbreakers. It's not just ending the drive. You're also demoralizing the offense, the other team, and getting extra possessions for your offense. You got a guy back there who's going to be fucking picking off, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 balls a year. Defenses are going to be scared to throw deep balls. You're going to force everything to be underneath. And if you can't, we're not going to be able to let guys run the ball. This kid's in our future. Our defense should be good for a while is basically the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
And listen, that's why you got to watch these big college games, right? Like this past weekend was rivalry weekend. There was a lot of great players stepping up, and these guys are going to get drafted, and they can very well end up on the Giants. And if not, if you're a fan of other teams, they can end up on your team. And that's what I do a lot of. And seeing a kid like McKinney at Alabama running a Nick Saban defense, where he was pretty much the leader of that defense at the time. You could see that maturity there. You see these kind of plays and they develop. And that's literally what the only question then becomes, can they just perform at the NFL level? Can they do it when things are with professionals that have been doing it? And certain guys can. And, that's what distinguishes the superstars from the regular players when the NFL comes to play. And listen, that's just something to look forward to this Saturday even, right? This Saturday is going to be championship weekend. You have the Big 12, the Big 10, and SEC. All these games, well, the SEC is where I saw McKinney and these guys playing. And, I can't wait to see Aiden Hutchinson in the Big 10. It sucks because what he did in this fucking rivalry game against Ohio State, my God, dude, he shot up the ratings, man. I don't think the Giants are going to get him. I don't think we got the shit out of the kid from Oregon or him. But, obviously that's for later on in the year. I mean, look, he's going to probably play outstanding against Iowa this Saturday. I would love to have him line up against Ojulari because they would honestly, their play would complement one another. I can't think of the other end that's actually playing with Michigan currently, but like that guy is more of a style of Ojulari, and that guy's leading this. He's like second, at least in the Big Ten in sacks because he's behind his teammate Aiden Hutchinson. So like, you see these things and this is what you get forward to. So when the draft does come and you see certain names that you've been watching in these games slip, yeah, you get excited. And when we grab them like a McKinney, shit, I'm all over it, man. It's fantastic, bro. Like that's what you want to see. Ojulari again this year. He's only going to get better, especially when we get him some help on the left side or right side, however they play, weak, strong, however it's set up.
I'm probably in the minority, but I'd rather like the edge, like Hutchinson or whatever, like drafted first, to be honest with you. Like offensive line, I think maybe we could get something in free agency or even the guys that are going to come back healthy. I think we'd be, like I said, like, going into the year, we had a completely different starting offensive lineman than this shit. And I tell you, to get an edge like that, you're right to team up with Oj and then, Leonard Williams. I mean, God, that might be some ferocious type shit, man, especially where our secondary is right now. That could be just like, we could be shutting out teams left and right next year. I mean,
you got Blake Martinez back.
Yeah,
dude, a real signal call, a real signal caller.
Tough to pass
back.
up.
Like,
that's tough to pass up.
You're right. And look, when it does come to the draft, I would hope that one of these pass rushers, and again, there's a couple other names, a couple other guys emerging. There's a kid in South Carolina, the Greek kid that we've talked about before from Purdue. There's a couple of those guys too that are kind of stepping up, and we'll see which one of the two start to emerge as that third pass rusher. But as much as I want an offensive lineman, and I'm sure we're going to get a good one, I don't think we're going to get that tackle from Alabama because I think he's going to go in the top 3 as well. Mm-hmm. But, outside of that, we could still get a really good quality offensive lineman with that second first round pick, and if you get one of these edge rushes to match up with that defense, and then you get a real quality offensive lineman with that next pick in the first round, don't forget, we still got a second round pick. That's early too. We're going to, we could get another offensive lineman, and now you're really building this team, man. And that's what I'm looking forward to for next year. And look, and yet now we're talking about a team once again in position, the New York Giants with a losing record, a game out of the playoffs. It doesn't make any sense, dude. Which just means that like we could be a couple of pieces away for next year. And I think that kind of wraps up a little bit of all the summaries of what to do with the line and Saquon and all this kind of shit. But guys, we got to touch on a little bit. I mean, no mention of Jason Garrett getting fired, your boy Gettleman retiring. I mean, guys, this also unfolded over the last like week since we've been talking.
Well, let's take a quick commercial break, and I'll get into. I got a little information about who our next GM is going to be. 90% positive that this is going to happen, but let's take a quick break, and we'll
90% positive.
We'll see. But hey,
you heard it here first.
You
It
got to
was a
stay
COVID
tuned.
test in April 2020.
So
On
it's
the BBONYG Big Blue Offensive Podcast.
COVID tests are never right. We'll be right back. All right, we are back with the BBO NYG podcast. Guys, what happened, man? We lost our offensive coordinator. Our GM's supposedly retiring at the end of the year. What's your take on this, guys, before I go? I got a little insider information on who the next GM is going to be, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this first.
I think like with like whatever Nostradamus did, we looked into like that, like he would get high or something, and in the cloud of smoke, he'd see all these predictions and everything else. I think when John just like does his thing and we start seeing all the smoke, we see all this shit unfolded. We knew it was going to be either Graham or Garrett, and obviously it was this Garrett, and especially with Judge coming out now and saying that he wanted to fire him last year. That wasn't his guy. Like, listen, Judge has gone out on a limb here, folks, because him saying all these things, and this is the problem with the offense. As I mentioned on last week's pod, if Freddie Kitchens doesn't step up and he doesn't become the man, then literally he's going to have to go find that guy to be the offensive coordinator for next year. And we better damn well be, not like 24th or better in the league, because if we're still averaging like 17, 18, 19 points a game, it's all going to be on Judge. All eyes on him. All right. So that's literally what's going to him. As far as for you guys, I'll give you guys your moment to say goodbye to Gettleman. Oh, boo, 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 boo. I told you he was going to ride off into the sunset. And listen, honestly, I'll be real with you. If Judge wanted Garrett out, I'm pretty damn sure he probably wanted Gettleman out. And he just had a lot of respect for a dude that's been in the league for many, many years. And he is a respected guy. He's a nice person. You never hear anything bad about him. You're not going to find any bad emails that he was sending out to people. All right. So at the least, he is that type of person, right? He seems to be a good stand-up guy. Look, some of his picks worked and some of them didn't. You got to live with it. And I guess that's the norm for most GMs, right? It's kind of like when it comes to gambling. If you win 60% of your games, you're a damn good gambler. Right. So I kind of think that's how you got to rank Gettleman. He was 60% with his picks. He got in some good free agents. He got some bad ones. He had some good picks. He had some bad ones. 60%. You get to ride off, my friend. Enjoy retirement. You're not hurting. You got a great pension. And I'm sure somebody somewhere will sign you for some sort of office position within the NFL or their team. But hey, guys, that's your boy. Go ahead.
I'm not looking forward to the day that news comes out. I'm just not, bro. I know that the guy knows football. Like I know that he does, and it's unfortunate the fucking dumb luck that we had to have with, Sherman being forced on them, and then fucking Garrett being forced on them, and injuries and everything else that's kind of just fucking besieged this franchise. But I have a very, very strong feeling that this is going to be another fucking Ernie Accorsi to fucking Jerry Reese situation where the next GM's going to come in with draft capital, whoever it is. We haven't talked about it. I know, Mike, you said
Mike knows.
I know.
He's going to be able to come in. He's going to have, I think we have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds, I think it is, or something like that. This coming year,
yeah,
you could do a lot with that. You can really bolster the trenches. You get 3 offensive linemen and 2 pass rushers, or vice versa. That's pretty good. You're talking about a lot of high quality players, and if they hit on them, you'll see a completely different team. With this secondary, Blake Martinez, this interior defensive line, you get a couple of legit with Ojulari, Roche, and fucking whoever the draft pick's going to be, to go out there and rush the passer from the interior and from the edge, and then have a shutdown secondary with Bradbury and a Jackson and fucking everybody else that we have, you're going to have a good defense next year. And with what we have in place already on offense, what we're missing, and maybe it's goes in the name by Shane Lemieux and fucking what's his face, Nick Gates. Probably not Shane Lemieux, but Nick Gates, I definitely have fucking confidence in. I have all the faith in the world he's going to come back next year, and he's going to be a very good player still. Even after he's a young guy, broken bones happen. Look at what Dak's doing. Basically the same exact injury, broken ankle, shit was snapped like he got into a car accident, and he's going to win comeback player of the year unless Dallas just completely falls apart in the next 7 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it is. Yeah. So you fucking can bolster that. And then if your offensive line is actually fixed and it's at least a serviceable offensive line with the quarterback that we have and the offensive weapons we have and a good defense, it's going to look like, oh my God, that guy came in here and in one offseason, he just fixed the Giants and now they're a 10+ win team. And it was Gettleman, it was this, it was that. And I'll know, and the smart people will know, that the foundation was built in this era. And there's a lot of fucking battle scars through it. But when we come out of it, it's going to be a lot more fun to look back on the Gettleman era.
60%.
Well, I'll cheer you up, John. I'll cheer you up with this. I'll make you feel better.
Wow. All right.
Gettleman,
is it Dave Gettleman's son that's going to be the GM? Because I'm
they cloned him. They cloned him. So
he's got a younger brother.
Gettleman will be back for another 10 more years. Now, so basically, this has been the New York Giant plan for probably years, probably since Dave Gettleman got hired. So the Giants' original plan was when Dave Gettleman contract runs out, he would, retire, which is happening now, regardless. He wanted to put the Giants in a situation where it would be better, in someone else's hand when he decides to leave. And, people could argue about injuries, about not drafting right, signing dumb free agents, signing good free agents, making great, draft picks, they could bitch about that all day, but this has been the plan. So his contract is up. Now, the plan was for him when he leaves, our assistant general manager, Kevin Abrams, by the way, he's been with the Giants for 23 years. He's been the assistant to the GM for years and years. He's the cap.
He's known Gettleman since he's a kid.
Isn't this the one we were talking about a couple of weeks back with Murph? He's the man, the capital man, cap manager rather.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
He's like,
I'm sorry. Rewind to that episode was about 3 weeks ago. Jules had a fucking thing to say about that. But go ahead, guys.
Jules, remember, everybody's like, oh, we don't have no money. Then all of a sudden, Kevin Abrams walked in the door. He's like, I'll sign Galladay. I'll sign a Dory Jackson. I'll sign. He just fucking signed everybody.
Hey, Leonard Williams, I got this.
Pay Leonard Williams. He made it work. So he's the guy. Giants are loyal. I mean, sure, they are loyal to a fault. In regards to that, I know a lot of people just think, oh, just because he's in the same organization. But listen, he's been there for 23 fucking years. So he's been around some Super Bowls. Okay. He's been involved in that organization. They're not letting this guy go. They like it. They actually love this dude. And people around the league do like him too. That's the word, people be getting outside the Giants organization. So it looks like it's going to be him. So when Dave retires, it'll be Kevin Abrams. And I think people should be happy about that move. I don't think they want to go outside the organization and to bring, again and start all over. I think they understand they have a great defense, which is looking like it now. They have to get healthy on the offensive side of the ball, and they do have to make a couple nice draft picks. And you know what? Sure, it was a tough year, but we're going to have 2 high draft picks thanks to a trade, and we're going to be able to get some nice pieces. And hey, listen, if we had to wait another year for us to get back where Joe Judge wanted a consistent team to win year after year after year and not just have a fluke where it's like, oh, one season we're good, one season we're not. You know what I mean? So and they play hard for Joe Judge. So they want to keep him around too. So he's safe. So it looks like the Giants will stick in that direction. They'll stay in-house, and it won't be that much of a drastic change for not only the organization, but the fans to have to go through another rebuild, which I think is important. So there you go. Kevin Abrams is going to be the next GM for the New York Giants.
Like it, man. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like we were looking into that potion of the smoke or whatever that Nostradamus did. because I was literally talking about that with Murph when he was talking about some other candidates. That was the first one that was like burning in my mind, off the tip of my tongue. And I said it. You can literally go back about 3 episodes ago, and you can check find me, because that's literally what I said. And it almost has a sort of Brian Cashman-esque look to it for you Yankee fans and Giants fans as well, right? Cashman was the same guy. And granted, Abrams a lot older, but it was the same thing. Cashman was a grown guy within an organization that was part of the GM, assistant GM in the farm system. All this kind of stuff came up through it. And when he got his shot, Yankees became a dynasty. I'm not saying that's what Abrams is going to do for the Giants, but it's just a very similar type of feel. Either that, or if the ship goes down in 2022, he's just going to go down with it. That's it.
That's what you got to look forward to. John, you got anything to chime in before I guess we'll go into the picks, right?
The picks. Which we have a new leader, by the way. But anyway, we'll get to that.
Like, John, do you feel better, John, after that breaking news I just fucking told you from my source up in Bedford, New York? John, turn your mic on, John. We want to hear you.
Oh, he talked about my own. He was like, he was so lost after having that emotional eulogy of gentleman leaving.
Jules,
he's flustered now. You don't even know what to do. He's flabbergasted.
He went to go start screaming. He's like, you don't want to hear.
He's like, I just don't know Kevin Abrams. Let me think about Kevin Abrams come January.
It does make me feel better in a sense, because I'm scared to get a new GM in here that's from outside and is going to want to take a wrecking ball to everything and then really start over, because then it's 2 plus 3, maybe 3 years before that kind of plant grows into an oak. Like, I said last year on the on the podcast. I don't want to fucking have to wait 3 years. I believe in these players. I believe in Patrick Graham. I believe in Joe Judge. I believe in Daniel Jones. I believe in Saquon. I believe in Thomas. I believe in Gates. I believe in these players enough that I want just at least one more chance just to see how this goes. And you get another guy in here that he's got his own views. Like, I don't even want to say his name, but just like Louis Riddick comes in. He's going to want to demolish everything like any other GM would and make the team in his own image, his own philosophies and stuff like that. And I don't want to give up on these players yet. I don't want to see 5-6 of these players, because they're all young still, go get picked up by other teams and go on to have, solid careers and, win with other teams. And we're still trying to figure out how to rebuild again. I'm just not interested in doing that. So the fact that they're going to be hiring from within, which, I mean, he's the assistant GM. They've been having him on conference calls, the GM conference calls in the offseason the last couple of years. So it makes perfect sense that they're looking to head into this direction. It looks like it's been a long time coming. And like you said, same thing with the Yankees with Stick Michael and fucking Brian Cashman. Listen, it fucking worked out. We won 5 World Series in a matter of 10 years or something like that, or 12 years, whatever it was. So you know what? If Gettleman's gonna have to take the L and fucking go retire to Cape Cod, and he can come and hang out in the owner's box and fucking watch championships, bring on fucking five Super Bowls. I'm good with it.
Let's get it.
Plenty of room on this wall to put fucking Super Bowl memorabilia.
Start adding. Let's start adding.
All right, guys, I think it's time for the picks, but why don't we take one quick commercial break? I'm going to come back with this week's picks and a new leader on the leaderboard.
Strahan said we will be back, so we'll be right back too. All right, we are back with the BBO NYG podcast. We have the picks going on, man. Our pick 'em pool, everybody's favorite. Let's go over the standings real quick. There's a new leader. We have a new leader.
Bye, Woody. It's not the big blue offensive, but bye, Woody.
Yeah, it's not us. But my boy Rob snuck into first place, man. He's killing it. He has 127 points. Then Woody's right behind him, 125.5. Then we got T-Bone 112. Then it's like Nancy's right there, 109, tied with the Big Blue Offensive. That's John's wife. Big Blue Offensive, future wife. Big Blue Offensive, we're right there. We're tied at 109 with her. Man,
we're still in this, bro. We got 5 weeks left. We just got to get money balls on point. We got it.
Then we got Bobby Bichet, 101.
No, my Giants pick worked.
MFT, yeah, Giants pick. MFT 101.5. Like we're tied right there, but then you got the other losers. They're in like 90s. They have the 90s. They can't compete with us. You know, they're
Boo.
not in
It's
our
a
league.
long season.
They
People get
both-
tired.
they
They like
both-
Baker Mayfield. They got so many injuries, they can't even get out there on the field.
We'll start a losers pool for them or whatever. But yeah, listen, we got to get it, man. Let's do these picks. You guys ready?
Let's do it, man. Yo, listen, I got my hat on. I'm coming in strong this week. All right. I told you about the Patriots. I said money down on the Patriots, money down on the Bills. These were some of my big picks. Granted, I lost the Chargers last week. I didn't see that one coming. I got blindsided by the Broncos, and I think so did Herbert, but whatever. I miss occasionally. All right. All I know is I was 3 for 3 on Thursday, and I kept that rolling for the most part. Giants, Jets, love the Jets. How were they last week? Anyhow, all right, I'm done glowing, bro. I'm sorry that I got like 6 out of 7 really on the money, but all right.
We're gonna have a separate episode where Jules just gloats about his picks. We're gonna add that later on, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be the after pod.
Boom.
So right. Let's go with the
Big
first
Blue offensive after dark.
after dark. Yes, that's a new segment coming. Stay tuned. It's just Jules. So the very first game, our hated rivalry, which has been all of a sudden like these Cowboys. They have no wide receivers. They lost whatever, like another defensive player. I wonder what happened to them. I guess injuries matter, huh? It's crazy how that fucking happens. Everybody else could get injured and it matters for them, but not fucking for the Giants, right? Fuck you guys. All right, Cowboys are -4 against the Saints. They're in the Saints.
Yo, I hate to admit it. This is that game. They got it. They're in the driver's seat. The Saints, they're vulnerable. They can be beat. And again, is Alvin Kamara playing? Is he not playing? That's a big factor. He practiced finally. I know,
Yeah.
but that's been a factor for the Saints. I don't know what he brings. I don't think he brings much. I'm telling you, this is that game where the Cowboys end up bouncing back, because if they don't, the division, even though we beat the Eagles and we did them a favor, the division still seems like it's up for grabs in a weird way. I think the Cowboys win. I'm sorry. I hate to admit it.
Right.
On Thursday night, I know, and it's hard for me to pick it, but there's a reason why they're a 4-point favorite going into New Orleans.
I'll give you this, Jules. Like, I understand, like, Cowboys, they almost because CeeDee Lamb is going to play, so they are starting to get healthier. But the Saints are doing, like, Kamara's going to play, it looks like, because he practiced 2 days in a row. But they're changing up their quarterback because Simeon sucks. It looks like Taysom Hill's going to start. He's going to be the guy. So I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to play that physical with him, man. I like Taysom Hill against the Cowboys on Thursday night on a short week. So I guess
it's up to you, man.
That's just what the Saints do, right? They just fucking plug somebody in and then they go win in the Superdome. And that's just what they do. And I'm not going to pick the Cowboys. Fuck them.
All right, Saints it is then.
Saints it is. All right, so we got to get this over with. The Giants are now, the line moved. The Giants are getting 5.5 points now because I guess they're going in feet on the same as Daddy Longneck over there. They're just measuring his neck, so they're getting 5.5 feet against the Dolphins.
And what was the original line prior to the whole Daniel Jones injury news?
I think it was like 2.5.
All right, so they were still underdogs, so it only went up about a field goal.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, look, I know Miami's been playing better, but how did they become all of a sudden almost a touchdown favorite over the fucking Giants? Like, are you serious? They're still like with losing record teams. Like, they're at home. It's still Tua. Like, hell no. And I'm not saying this as a Giants fan. Like, that line is fucked up. I think Long Neck Alien is going to do it, man. I think he can pull out a win, all right? He's got that, like, Colt McCoy vibe against Seattle last year. Yeah, no, I like the Giants all day. Fuck that.
Especially where the defense have been playing. How's Tua going to compete against them?
Yeah,
I think the Giants are going to end up being something similar to what the Patriots. I don't know to the same degree as far as when they play young, inexperienced quarterbacks, they give them fits, and that doesn't mean that they're always going to win. I think Bill Belichick is like 65-2 when he plays a rookie or some bananas number like that.
Yeah.
So he might even be undefeated. It's some video game-esque number. God bless. We do end up being in that team for the next 20 years, but I think that their defense is good enough, and They can play enough games, especially with McKinney really growing into his own and Logan Ryan coming back, that they're gonna probably concede to kind of running around a little bit. But I think they're in a position where they can get a few turnovers. The Giants will keep it competitive. I don't think they're going to get blown out, and maybe the Giants will have another one of those Oakland games where they can run the ball well. If they can, with Saquon back and healthy, and Tony might be coming back, Shep might be coming back, Glennon might just have to be a mediocre game manager. Just don't turn it over. Let the players do their thing. They're now more entrenched in Freddie Kitchens' offense. Dolphins play a lot of man-to-man coverage. You can do a lot with that because you know what they're gonna do. Go out and fucking win. I'm picking the Giants. Duh.
Is Tony back for this game too?
I don't know.
Iffy.
I hope so.
That's iffy, man.
All right.
It's a
I
quad.
was gonna say, I had a weird feeling if he did come back. The Giants are coming out with the W, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'm telling you right now, I think they're coming out. They're going down to South Florida and are coming back with the W. Maybe some COVID too.
I think they still can, though.
Yeah, party.
I don't, because this is the one thing though. The Giants' offense hasn't really been the reason why they've won games. It's not like we have this thunderous right hook that as a boxer that now we don't have the power in our right hand anymore, and we're just going to be throwing fucking jabs and crosses the whole night, from with our left hand. That wasn't the reason why we were winning games. We were winning games 13 points and won a game. So yeah. I don't know that it's a catastrophic loss with Daniel Jones not playing. I don't think that like I said, Mike Glennon's the type of guy that's going to throw 3 or 4 interceptions. I don't think he's going to be that type of guy. So
I think Daniel Jones is just more of a long-term thing, because if he's not healthy within a couple of weeks, it's going to affect him at some point down the line for the season. In addition to that, you were hoping that with, Kitchens trying to open things up a little bit, which you kind of saw, and at least trying to get that timing down with the back shoulder throw to Galladay and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be missed. That timing's still going to be off. It's still going to take a while. Even some of the slant routes that Barkley was freed up to run, you could tell some of that timing was off. Those were things that were missing that you were hoping to see and hoping to have Daniel Jones there for. So hopefully it's a 1-week thing. We move on, and hopefully long neck alien fucking pulls out the W down in South Beach like I think he will.
Dude, it is wild.
What's the next game, Mike?
He's like
we're coming back with that W, bro. That's all I'm saying.
If Long Neck pulls out 20 points, man, everybody's gonna be screaming to start him for the rest of the year.
Oh my God! Could you imagine he goes down to Florida, throws 2 touchdowns for 280 yards or something? I get it, dude. And the Giants score 23 points or something. Oh my God! Oh my God! All of a sudden, Daniel Jones will be on the trading block. We'll get a 3rd round pick for him.
I know. Trade him for a 3rd. Fucking Barkley for a 2, and then we have no quarterback and no running back, right, guys?
Yeah. But we have 75 picks.
You fucking dumb idiots. All right, next game. Bengals are at home. They're -3.5 against the Chargers.
Actually, I'll tell you this. What's the over?
Yeah, right. I wish we
because that's what I would truly like to bet if I'm touching this game. You could give me the over all day. I don't know what's up with Herbert. I don't know if it's him. That team looks great at times. It could be their defense.
Yeah,
the Bengals look good, man. They got a good running game going. Even when Jamar Chase doesn't light it up, T. Higgins steps up, or Tyler Boyd steps up. Mixon's been fucking lighting it up this season. I gotta take the home team in the Bengals, man.
Joe Burrow is good, man. But I'm looking for the Chargers to have a bounce back game. So I think they're gonna be right there. So it's up to Johnny.
John.
Cincy.
The Bengals.
It is Bengals.
Bengals roar. All right, next game. Let's speed this up. Eagles -6.5. They're staying here in the Meadowlands. They're going to play the Jets now.
Whew.
I actually like the Jets.
Does it a lot. I feel like every year there's a team that plays the Giants and the Jets back to back in New York.
Yeah, like they're trying to save money or something on airplanes.
Yeah.
They stay at the same the whole time or something. They get a deal.
They should stay in New York the whole week. It's a nice place. Crime is high. It's crazy high.
I mean, after seeing the way the Eagles played last week, I told you that the Jets are going to come through, and they did in a big way. I know, man. The Eagles are going to win by 7. You couldn't even make it a 3-4 point spread. They got to come out and win by more than a touchdown. I'll take the Jets.
Yeah, I'll take the Jets too, man. I actually like the Jets this week.
All
The
right.
defense-
Oh, that means the Eagles are going to crush them by 40.
Probably. I think the Eagles are gonna go fucking down now. I think we exposed them.
That's what
Hopefully-
I'm thinking too. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully Patrick Graham gave Rob Saleh the fucking blueprint on how to shut down Jalen Hurts.
He just left the notes in the office. That's all he needed to do. All right, next game.
He's gonna go walk over to Judge's office and say, "Hey, please help me out."
It's right there on the chalkboard. I fucking left it for everybody to fucking see. All right, next game. I actually like this game a lot because this team stinks. The Vikings are away. I know they're without Dalvin Cook, but they're -7 against the Lions. I like Minnesota.
That literally just goes to show you, like, their star running back and probably like their maybe arguably first or second best offensive weapon is not playing, and they're still a touchdown favorite on the road. Yeah, I'm going Vikings.
Jefferson, Dan, they're gonna light that defense apart.
Yeah,
man.
the Lions ain't there. They got a lot of picks on the board. They're a few years away.
No doubt. All right, next game. Colts are -9 against the Texans. I actually like the Texans getting the points. These big spreads seem like they never happen.
Nah, here's that game where the Colts they got that like little bit of fucking Brady pill fucking pain in their fucking side where they're like, oh my God, how did we let Leonard Fournette score 4 touchdowns on us? We got there. All we were worried about was Brady and Mike Evans and friggin' Godwin and all this type of shit, and we forgot about Leonard Fournette. They can't afford to blow this game. New England handled the Titans like I said they would. Honestly, on the road, I don't give a shit. They're used to playing in Texas. They're gonna roll the Texans. I think Taylor's gonna have a big game. I think even Wentz might even light up that day. Yeah, I like them a lot. I think the Colts are gonna roll here.
Johnny,
I would say that probably somewhere between 70 and 80% of NFL divisional games are within touchdowns. So I'm going to play the odds and say that the Texans are going to keep it close, not win.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right, guys.
Yeah, I think they keep it close.
Not close, like a touchdown.
It's the Texans again now. I'm just saying, it's the Texans. All right,
they play better.
I mean, you had the Colts beating all these other teams. They were gonna beat the Bills in Tampa like back-to-back weeks, but now they can't beat the Texans by double digits. Okay, no problem.
I think a lot of people are gonna be betting the Colts like crazy at this. I don't know.
You know how people are. They're like week to week, man. You know what I'm saying? They were coming off that big win against the Bills, and all of a sudden they were gonna beat everybody. Brady, fuck Brady, we're gonna beat them. Oh, really? Okay. No, they're gonna take it out on their shit divisional rival team, and they're gonna whoop their ass. Like I said a few weeks back when the Bills just had lost, and they went in and they whooped the shit out of the Jets. That's what's gonna happen.
We'll see. All right, next game. I like this as a blowout. The Cardinals with everybody back now. Murray, Hopkins, they're -8 against the Bears. And the Bears just look like they kind of like. I mean,
it's in Chicago.
Lions.
It's in Chicago. That's sort of the only thing where I kind of like lean. And John, you're saying no more than a touchdown. Well, here's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But yes, they're healthy. They're finally healthy. Divisional games. Gotcha. They're finally healthy. Yes, you want to see Murray come out. They got to make a statement here. I may literally have to make a statement. They were, people put him in the Super Bowl talking about Kyle Murray being the MVP, and you don't hear that. I haven't heard that in like a month. No D-Hop. It really affected that offense as well. It's just weird because if some weird, crazy, like sort of fluke storm hits Chicago, which is possible, then the Bears are going to be in that game. If it's like a dry 30-degree weather game, Arizona might stumble a little bit early, and then they'll open up the floodgates by the second quarter, and they'll just come out and whoop their asses. I'll take the Cardinals on this one, but I'm just saying, just be cautious. And if you are a true gambling person, just look to see what the weather really is on Sunday and what it looks like. If it's under 30 and it's snowing or something like that, I don't know if they cover, man. I'm telling you, watch some shit. Montgomery's back. They can control that football. I could see some things happening there.
Okay, that's a fair point, but remember, it's Andy Dalton's son for the Bears. I'll fucking
I know the red
the red rifle.
And they should have lost to the Detroit Lions. I get it.
For real. All right, next game. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady is in Atlanta, and Tampa Bay's -11. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Atlanta, man. I'm taking Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
I'll take a -20
against Tampa.
Are we gonna take an 11-point money ball right on this one?
Oh God, do you really? I mean, we could. I don't care. I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm with it too. That'll be our one we all agree on. Then we all pick one each.
All right, that's the one.
Fuck
we all agree
Atlanta.
on.
Yo,
Bucks.
fuck Atlanta. I say fuck Atlanta every week, but fuck them. All right,
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
game.
you do. You definitely fucking say fuck Atlanta like at least every other episode.
I fucking hate that. I lose so much money betting on them against him. It don't matter what I do. One time, John, they tied, and it cost me a parlay. I was fucking Ortiz, and I was fucking furious. But fuck them. All right, next game. Rams are minus 12.5 against the Jags. I actually like the Jags, man. It's crazy.
You know, I mean, that spread is ridiculous, first of all. All right. The Rams have not been clicking at all for weeks now.
Right.
I mean, listen, part of it is Odell. I mean, look, everybody, Matthew Stafford's going to come in. He's going to be like Tom Brady, but younger and better. Oh, my God. The Rams are going to just blow teams out, and they haven't, right? And their defense is getting exposed. Von Miller comes in, and it's not as good as it should be.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that team, but you got the Urban Meyer factor. And as much as I loved him as a college coach, and I still think he's one of the great college coaches of our time, especially if you put him up against some of the big names out there, Saban and Debo Samuel, all those guys. But with all that said, I mean, they're at home. They've been struggling. This has to be a get right game for the Rams. It just has to be. Like, it has to be. Because if they don't, and they struggle to beat the Jaguars, and you're talking about Arizona whooping fucking Chicago's ass, yo, man, like, what are you going to do? Like, all of a sudden, San Francisco's knocking on the door. They got to get right. There's just too much going on. There's too much criticism. I think the Rams get right, and this is that week against Jacksonville.
But you know, Jules, they got Stafford's like his shoulders hurt, his ankles hurt, his leg is hurt. Odell hurt his back against the fucking game, and even though he doesn't do shit anyway, like they're kind of like a little bit of a mess, man. And Jaguars, they got a good D, they play hard, man. So, I got to go with Jacksonville. So it's up to John.
As glorious as it's been to see the Rams go 0-3 since Odell was traded there. It's hard for me to see the Jaguars keeping this close. Would you say the spread was
12.5?
That's
a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
What if they score real quick? The Jacksonville Jaguars score 7 real quick early in the game. Then you're like, oh fuck.
Hopefully it's James Robinson.
Yeah. Right.
Is the Jaguars defense like any good?
Jacksonville play. Yeah, they held Buffalo in check. They play teams tight.
Their defense is scrappy.
I'm going Jaguars. Fuck Odell.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Fuck Odell. Like, what took you so long?
Jags.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, all this song and dance. Like, come on, man. I know you're not fucking going with Odell. All right, next game. The Raiders. They're at home. They're minus 2.5 against Washington. The Raiders. There it is. No need for you, Jules.
Bro, how is
I gotta go Raiders. I understand that Washington's getting healthy, and I understand that Riverboat Ron is a second half coach, and he makes all the adjustments, and they beat
Seattle. Come on, they beat Seattle.
Yeah, no, listen, I get it. And they beat Tampa. Don't forget, right? So they're coming off of a couple big wins.
Yeah, no.
All right, so they are. But you know what? The Raiders have been playing good too. It's a big good game, and I think because of that, I'll go with the home team. And that's definitely why I'm taking the Raiders.
Yeah. Plus, Washington go to Vegas. They'll be partying all night. They won't fucking take that game serious.
Who's gonna get locked up?
The guy's name was Riverboat.
Riverboat Ron. I mean, come on, dude.
A Riverboat. All right, next game. I don't know what happened to the Steelers, but they're at home and they're getting 4 points against the Ravens. I'm done with Pittsburgh. They look old. They look slow. TJ Watt is like hurt again. I'm going Ravens.
Is he hurt? Is he hurt now?
Yeah, he was. I think he missed practice. So he's up in the air.
He's out. He's been ruled out for the game
already.
He has been officially ruled out.
Has been ruled out.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
kind of the decision making. And I want to bet against these Ravens so bad because they just win.
I know.
It's so boring. It's so ugly. It's so just like, oh my God, Tucker hit another 75-yard field goal to win the game. Yay, Baltimore wins by 3. It's just annoying. It's like whack. It's not like they're not even playing great defense. So it's not even like the days where, they had guys just slamming the ball on the ground, 2000, right? Ray Lewis and all that. No, it's not even that. Like, this is just a boring football team on their fifth string running back. Lamar Jackson looks great at times, but then he doesn't. Dude, I hate it. I just hate taking this team.
I know.
But I'll take them.
I know what you're saying, but Ravens
God,
it is. All right.
it's hard not to take the Ravens right now.
No, it's because of Pittsburgh, because of how shitty
Well,
they
that especially.
All right, so the next game is we got 3 games left. 49ers, they're in Seattle, and 49ers are -3.5. Seattle looks like shit, huh? What happened to them?
They look like dog shit. You know, all you guys with those trade rumors to get Russell Wilson in here. Until Russell Wilson proves to me that he's Russell Wilson again, and that might not be this year. It might take the next year.
His
I'm not
finger's fucked
trading
up.
shit for that dude. Hell no. He could be old and getting towards the end of his career, and it happens sometimes, right? It happens overnight. It's not like you see a guy go out and like slowly he just starts to wear off.
Yeah,
right? But I think it just
baseball.
could be that he rushed back from injury. There was talk that Seattle could sneak into the playoff, and he came back. They don't have a running game. Nah, man. Like, the 49ers have been playing pretty damn good. And Deebo Samuel's their best running back. The guy's had like 90 yards rushing like 3 games in a row.
Oh, he's
I like
out,
the
though.
49ers.
Jules, I forgot. Debo's out for fucking 2 weeks.
Samuel's out?
Yeah, they said that before. Like something with his, I think, hamstring or quad or some shit. Yeah, he's going to be out for weeks.
Man, I missed that
listed on-
one. All right, I missed that
He's
injury
not listed
alert.
on injury report.
Oh, man, really? All
He's
right.
not, he's not listed on that, Debo?
I'm checking the expanded one.
Oh, if he's not listening, I'm gonna go 49ers all day. I mean, look, yeah. I mean, look, you need Deebo Samuel in
listed
there.
as doubtful.
Doubtful, yeah.
Oh,
I
he
don't
is
think,
doubtful.
yeah, he's not playing.
I mean, listen, they still got George Kittle.
I like 49ers.
I'll go 49ers. I just can't make them my money ball anymore, but that's okay.
All right, the next game, Chiefs. Chiefs are at home. They're -10 against the Broncos. I like the Broncos getting the points. These big spreads, man, they just don't happen.
Yeah, they're
especially
coming off.
divisional games.
They're
Divisional
coming off
game.
a bye week. CEH is healthy. Yeah, and they're not in Denver. The Chiefs are gonna fucking smoke them. Here we are with that 3-0. This is that 3-0 Denver team. Remember when they were the fantasy 3-0 Denver team to start the season, looking great, but they're not that good. Just because they come off of a couple big wins here and there, Dallas down the last couple of games, and then last week, of course, against the Chargers. Yeah, no, the Chiefs are coming off of the bye week, knowing that they could take sole possession of the AFC West at home with a bye week. I think Andy Reid's, don't quote me on this, John, you can look it up, but I'm pretty sure Andy Reid's record off of a bye week is nuts. Like, this dude's got like maybe like 5 or 6 career losses. Like, it's nuts, dude, when he comes off a bye week. Yeah.
All right, you
I
sold
know.
me.
I remember that shit back in the day when he was
I'm
an Eagles
switching.
coach. So yeah, dude, I'm all over the Chiefs on this one.
I'm switching my bet. I was going to take the Broncos, but I'm going to take the Chiefs now. You told me, man. You convinced me.
I would win Chiefs anyway. So
All
right.
right. So the very last game, which I love. I love this game. The Bills are -3 at home against the Patriots. Patriots have been on a roll, but I think their roll ends on Monday Night Football. I think the Bills fucking beat them.
Do I have to really pick this one?
You have to.
I mean, here's the team that I've been saying for weeks. Bat them in New England, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Mac Jones as Tom Brady 2.0. That defense is back. It's playing great. Ball hawking. It's Monday night. It's going to be cold up there. Those fans are rowdy. And if this was in New England, I might have to lean towards the upset. But I saw them get right on Thursday night against the Saints. They got a couple extra days to prepare. They realize what's at stake. They're going to be ready for this game, because if they're not, then they're going to lose that division. But I think I got to go with my original pick, my original Super Bowl pick, and I'm going with the Bills -3 at home.
There we go.
It's
Bills
tough.
it
That's
is.
a tough one, though. I'll tell you.
All right, now we need each of us to pick a Moneyball pick. I'm gonna start with Jules this time. Jules, I want your Moneyball pick.
Moneyball pick. Oh boy.
I know mine. I can't wait to pick mine. Mine's obvious.
Yours is obvious, huh?
You know what? I'm gonna skip you guys. I'm gonna go with my pick. My pick is the
Do it.
Vikings. Vikings, baby. Moneyball pick. All day.
Vikings,
Love
Moneyball
the
Vikings.
They're gonna
No
blow, 'cause
Dalvin Cook.
Yo,
They're
they
gonna
played.
beat
Remember
his rival Lions.
Remember early in the year, Jules, they played them tight and they lost by like a 2-point conversion or something like Detroit. This ain't going to happen now. They're not going to play them tight again. Minnesota's going to be all over them.
I mean, how many times has Minnesota disappointed? But all right, man.
they're a good team. They're a good fucking team, though. I'm telling you. I like them. So go ahead, Jules. Pick it, man. Pick one.
My money ball pick is the Indianapolis Colts. All right. Oh, wait, we didn't pick them, right? We went Texans. Oh, God.
All right,
I'm letting you guys know what the real is. All right. That would be my real right there.
Save that for the after dark, all right?
Yeah, that's for after dark. Tune in for Jules' Big Blue Offensive Podcast after dark, all right? That's going to be his money ball pick all day. You know what? I think we were all kind of leaning towards this, and not just because we hate them as division rivals and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Okay.
That's going to be my money ball pick. I think they're going to just hold their own against Washington. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Now Johnny's up.
So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was actually going to go with the Raiders, but I feel like it's some type of divine intervention that you picked the Raiders, and I'm going to have to go with the Giants.
Smoke again, bro. It's that smoke.
Well, the Giants have been pretty good against the spread for the majority of the season. They're a good bet.
That's it. The Giants it is. I kind of knew that was going to happen, that John was going to go that route.
I swear, I was literally looking through the entire week saying, given the circumstances around this game, let me just go somewhere else. And then I was like, all right, I'll go with the Raiders. And then you said it. I was like, all right.
There it is.
All games that you're on, so.
All right, so Raiders and Colts, money it down and go all in, double parlay those bad boys.
Two game tease. All right, so that's it, man. That's it for the pick.
Well, listen, that wraps that up, man. So, listen, guys. Also, too, we want to give let you know that we definitely have some shirts and stuff to give away. But we do want you to have. There's a couple of things to get them. So, what you got to do is you got to just shoot us. A DM or DM us on the BBOMYG, which is the Twitter. And anybody that's watching over on YouTube, you can see Mike's been wearing the t-shirts. He's got all the memorabilia on. It's great. It's cool. There's a lot of things. It's all free. He's got to take care of shipping. We'll give you all the details and how you can get them. Just reach out to us. You can DM us at the BBOMYG, or you can email us if you're not on Twitter at the Big Blue Offensive at gmail.com. Okay. So email us at Big Blue Offensive or hit us up at the BBOMYG on Twitter. Either way, we'll give you all the details when you do, and we'll send some of these shirts out, man. Show some support. We'll get out there and, show some love for the Big Blue Offensive. We should be like the Big Blue Offensive, a.k.a. Nostradamus, with all the stuff that we predict early on, all right?
Damn
right.
And
you already know who the next GM's going to be because you heard it tonight. That's just what we do here, all right? But this is another episode coming to an end. We will definitely see you guys next week. And hopefully we're coming back with that W from South Beach, and only that W and not some COVID shit. All right. Until then, stay safe. We'll see you guys later. Peace.